Hey everyone, come on in. This is Sarah with DIY Crafty Sarah and Crafty Sarah's Wood Shop. We are going to do us a live tonight. Because tomorrow night my granddaughter has a ball game. So I'm out, gotta go. Grandma's gotta go, gotta go. So we'll see who shows up here. So what we're gonna do is I have previously inked this and I'm going in just in black and I'm gonna color it in today. And then I've got another shirt that I wanna make. So I'm just going to, that wrinkle kind of bothers me. It shouldn't because it makes no difference, but it kind of does. So I have an ink pad on the back of this, and the ink pad is sticky, and that works out great because it helps so the ink won't go through, and it also keeps my fabric taut so it doesn't stretch and all the things. So I'm going to try and mix some flesh. Like I think I'm going to try and do it out of Marvelous and Dune and see what happens. We'll see what happens. I need to grab some sticks so I can do a little mixing, and I'm going to try and not mix over the top of my shirt because if you get ink on it, you're going to have to get really creative. So you guys, you can mix ink to ink and paste to paste, but you cannot mix paste and ink together. It won't work. So I'm just going to, better not contaminate that, just going to grab some Marvelous and put it out here. And see if I can't get something that I could use for a flesh color. They really aren't like fleshy looking, but I don't really want it to be like a dead person either, you know? Oh, you guys, I think that's going to work. Look. Just going to try to get it all mixed in there. I think that's going to work. There's enough of the beigey with the Dune that that looks a lot like the color that I paint with when I paint. It's called warm beige. So I need to grab some paint brushes. Let me see what I've got here. I've got a few. Look. One just went to flying. I might be okay for a while here. This cleans in water. So I'm going to just squirt a little water in a bowl over here so that I can just set my brushes over here. So, do we have anybody on? I need to get this off of here. I'm gonna clean that off. This is a glass mat, you guys, and they work wonderfully. So I just picked that glue off of there, and that worked out good. So I think I'm gonna set this somewhere where I don't. So I need to do their faces, is what I need to start with. You can also thin this out with water. So, but what I want to do is I want to, I don't think that I'm going to be able to go back over it again. So I'm going to want to try and really stay in my lines. I mean, I can take some of my black ink and I can go back and I can do some, you know, I can do some things, but, you know, you can't work miracles. Sometimes you can, but... So how was your weekend? Did you guys have a good weekend? If you pop on here and you're on the replay, if you could please hashtag replay. And you have to watch it for, I don't know. You can't just hashtag replay and then scoot on. Facebook won't even acknowledge it. Isn't that crazy? But they don't. You have to give it a few minutes. So you guys, very simple. But the thing is if I was to go back and lay the transfer back over the top and try to redo the black like I do on some of my watercolor things, I probably would never be able to get it back to where it needed to be. So that's why I really just want to stay in my lines. Why is it every time I paint my tongue comes out? Isn't that crazy? I have painted some cute things today. Oh my gosh. And I cut out some ornaments. And I have them in my Crafty Sarah's wood shop. You guys should go look. I got them all painted this afternoon. I have to finish the line work on them. And then get the bead and the ribbon on them. And then they'll be good to go. I'm going to trying to get some things done ahead of time so that when I start my craft shows in September and October, I'm not scurrying to get things done, because that's usually what you do. And I have a nativity set I need to get painted this summer. I need to get on that. And I have a couple of them I need to finish pouring for some of my people. So, man, am I not going to have anybody tonight? Everybody's busy. So this is just done with ink, you guys. Just ink, and I mixed the colors. I mixed Dune and Marvelous together to make my flesh color. Get Lucy here. So it goes pretty fast, you guys. Get Linus and Lucy. Or no, this is Lucy. I forget what. No. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that Lucy? I always forget what this little girl's name is. Linus is this one. Linus has hair like mine, getting kind of thin. Get a haircut Wednesday. So ready. Whoops, I went over that black a little bit. I might have to fix that. So this is just done with inks. Kefany, for finally got somebody. I said I haven't been on for a while. People aren't expecting me. Did you go out for your anniversary dinner? Was this your 35th wedding anniversary, Kefany? Boy, I tell you, people don't stay married 35 years anymore. Lucy and Charlie Brown, but who's this little one? I forget her name. So I inked this, several weeks ago. Might even be several months ago. And I just never took the time to color it in, so I'm just taking that time to color it in this time. I think I had to look up her name before. I don't know why I have such a heck of a time remembering her name. Just going to do their little hands and their 3 fingers. Look at me, I'm going to have plenty of paste left over. Going to have to find something to put that in. All right, there you go. So that again was Marvelous and Dune mixed together. More Dune than Marvelous. Well, congratulations, 35 years. Girl, that's no joke. We hit 40 this year. And it's my second marriage. Can you imagine? I'm old. I'm old. I got married the first time really young. I was 18. Okay, I'm going to do Charlie Brown shirt and Woodstock is going to be in yellow. You know, I don't know. I was going to say, I just don't know if people will stay married like that anymore, but, you know, my kids have. I can't believe my second son, Josh is his name. I can't remember. This year he was married 20 years. Yeah, it was this year. And I'm not kidding you. It seems, I mean, it doesn't seem like yesterday that they got married, but it doesn't seem like 20 years. She's from Brazil. And actually, we're going back to Brazil. Hi, Robin. How are you, sweet girl? She is from Brazil, and her and my grandsons are leaving tomorrow to go to Brazil to see her family. We're just inking a Charlie Brown. It's a flannel shirt that I bleached, and then I thanks, Robin. I put the transfer on it, and now I'm just filling in, kind of filling in here and there for some color. So this week on Thursday morning at the Butt Crack, I'll be leaving and going to Independence, Missouri to a chalk convention. I'm so excited. We haven't had one in person for quite a while. We had virtual last year, and everybody was kind of upset about it because everybody wants to see everybody. Okay, so what's this? This is Cadet. So this is a blue. So I'm going to do Lucy's pants and why can't I think of that other girl? Hi, Tina. Yeah, I was 18 when I got married the first time. You know what? That's what we did. I'm old, you guys. That's what you did. In 1975, you got married. So, just saying. I don't even know what's what here. So I guess I'm just going to go with it. You either got married or you went to college. So, I didn't. I went to college for a little bit, and then I actually went to a 2-year college. And I was going to be a dental lab technician, which would be a person that makes crowns and bridges and that kind of stuff. But the guy that I was marrying was a welder for the gas company, and I was going to go where he went. So, and for me, that position would have been a minimum wage job. And I'm like, I'm not doing that, so I quit. So I was married to him for 7, we went together for 11, and we were married for 7, and then we got divorced. And I was divorced for a couple of years, and then I met John. And we've been married 40 years. So I had 2 kids when I met John, and then we had 2 kids. But he's the only dad my boys have ever known. Because their dad was a piece of crap. He wrote the check every month, but that's all he did. And it wasn't that big. He's gone. He's passed away. And I have no ill feelings. We were young. We were just too young. He didn't beat me. He cheated on me. So, there you go. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. So, I'm way better off anyway. "44 years. Robin, I bet you're pretty close to my age. I feel like you are. I might be wrong, but I kind of feel like you might be. I would have been married, if I would have stayed married to him, we would have been married 50 years this year. 50 years. Isn't that crazy? So I'm just going to do some shoes in this color. And I think I'm just going to do, because she's got saddle shoes on, so these 2 guys have, I'm just going to do some brown shoes. Yeah, we got married in 75. So I would have been, we got married in August of 75. And you know I can't even tell you the exact date. I mean, I know it's the 30th or the 31st, but I can't tell you which one. Okay, let me get his shoes. I hope my kids stay. I mean, I don't want them miserable by any means, but I sure hope they. Sometimes I just don't think that people commit, like, you know, if I would have left my husband every time I got mad at him, holy moly. And you know, being married's not for sissies. That's about the way we were. Robin, you're 62. Oh, I'm older than you. I'm 68. I'm older than you. My husband and I met each other in March at a bar, and he asked me to dance. This is my husband that I have now. Asked me to dance, and we danced. And then he asked me. I'm going to grab another paintbrush. Then he asked me for my phone number, and so I gave him my phone number, and he never called me. You guys, he never called me. And I was like, and so then I go to the bar in, I think it was like October, and he's there. And he asked me for my number again. And I said to him, I go, well, what do you want my number for? I said, I gave it to you last time and you never called me. He called me that week and asked me to go to the movie. And the rest is history. Within a month, we were living together. Oh my God, I'd kill my kids if they did that. And then that was in October. In February, he gave me an engagement ring. I thought he was going to give me, it was a really long box, and I thought he was giving me a bracelet, and it was an engagement ring. And I about died. And he asked me to marry him. And I was, I was not newly divorced, but I was a little nervous. I just, I said yes, I'd marry him, but I put the date out till November. So we got engaged in February, but we didn't get married till the following November. And his mom wondered why. She goes, why are you putting it out so far? Well, for one thing, you have to pay for a wedding. And I was a grown woman, so I wasn't expecting my mom to pay for it. She didn't pay for the first one. So I never thought about asking her to pay for the second one. And I just needed time. Really, I just needed time. So, but we got married, and there's been good times and there's been bad times, and sometimes you wonder what the heck you did. Why? You're like, what in the world was I thinking? But I can't imagine my life without him. Sometimes he can be the biggest horse's butt there ever was, but so can I, I'm sure. Because like I say, being married is not for wimps. But when you get to be my age, and then your time is limited. So I just added some water to this ink, and I'm just stirring it up really good. And it just seemed to me like it was moving a little slow. And I'm probably going to go over some of these dots on her outfit, and I'll probably just go back over with black and put some dots on it, because it's going to be easier to do it that way. Now we tell each other, he always tells me, Sarah, we're on the downhill slope. And you guys, my husband's a funeral director, so he's well aware of death and all the things. But now we say things like, well, the other day he said to me at night, he says, good night, I love you. And I said, I love you too. He said, see you in the morning. And I said, I hope so. And he goes, well, what do you mean by that? I go, well, you never know. And he's like, you better not die on me, or something like that. And I said, listen, he teases me because I don't want to touch dead people. And for him, it's his job, so he doesn't think a thing about it. But I'm like, listen, I don't even touch dead people. I don't want anybody in my bed dead, so don't even die on me, because if you do, I'm going to be mad at you. The things we talk about, Lordy B. Okay. So you know what I didn't get? I didn't get white for Snoopy. But I'm going to do Lucy's shirt red. I think I want a little bit bigger brush. Maybe that one will work. We're getting about to the end. We're going to set it and forget it. And you know, being married the first time is hard, but when you have step situations, you know, they said, I think I once read 50% of all marriages fail, 70% of all second marriages fail. Thank goodness we didn't fall into that bracket. Not yet, anyway. It's going to be so cute on the back of this shirt. Let's see. I'm just wondering about his Linus's scalp up there. You can see his scalp. I don't know about that. I don't know if I love that. Oh, he told the guy beside him he was going to marry me someday. Well, he did. That's awesome. I think when you hear stories like that, I think that's awesome. So I'm just going to try and not get this on. Gosh, oh no. Like, did I get something on that shirt that I didn't? I'm just going to try and grab a stylus out of here without causing a problem. And I'm just going to take and put some black dots back on Lucy's little shirt. This isn't Lucy. Whoever this little one is. There we go. And his eyeball kind of got squirrely. You guys, that is so dang cute. So let me see my white down here. No rhyme or reason. They're just stacked in. They're glow in the dark. There we go. You know, I think I need to get some more white ink. I need to put that on my list. So this Thursday, I go to Independence, Missouri to our Chalk Con, and they will have all of the new stuff that's coming out. I'm so excited. As you guys see, there's 30% off of all Patriotic right now on site. I need to get this. I don't really want that on my hand. Oh my gosh, you guys, Saturday was the most fun. My granddaughters came Saturday, and we have a place that opened up downtown. It's called the Bargain Center. Have you guys seen those places that, like, on Monday it's $2 or $8, Tuesday it's like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then they close for a day or two, and then they put out new stuff, and then it starts over. Well, this place is called a Bargain Center, but it doesn't do it like that. It doesn't. He just prices his stuff, is what he does. Now, I thought his stuff was a little high, but my daughter did get a couple of swimming suits for my granddaughters, and they were $5 a piece. That was a deal. That definitely was a deal. But you know, there was other things in there that I didn't think were such a deal. So we went to the Bargain Center, and you know what I bought? I bought these little containers. So they open up. This one has glue sticks in it, but that's how they open up. So I thought, you know what? Those are kind of cute. So I snagged those, and that's all I got. And then we went from there over to the thrift store, which, you know, I volunteer there. And I found a cute dress. $5 dress. And then we left there and we went to the coffee shop and we got our coffees. And then we came back to home. And the girls last year, my granddaughters, started showing pigs at the county fair. And so they wanted, when they went to the county fair last year, they wanted to, they saw signs above other people's pigs saying that they belong to this person or that person. And then sometimes the name of the pig or, you know, whatever. But they just wanted to have their names on a sign to hang above their pigs in their pig pen. So we came out and I'd found a pig file that I could cut out of my laser. And they picked it out because it was a show pig. And then we started on the search for FFA and 4-H logos. And I didn't think I was going to find any. And then Chloe, our 14-year-older, she said, "Grandma, what about this?" And she showed it to me, and by golly, it worked. So I had to do a little tweaking with the size of it, but it ended up being okay. So they got their signs. And so they painted them. And they are 10 and 14. 10, almost 11, and 14. And, oh my gosh, you guys, they turned out so cute. So then my daughter gave her dad his Father's Day card. She said, "I had it, but I didn't see you." And she wanted to give it to him herself. So she gave him his card. And then she said, "Now I'll take you out to eat or do something. You just have to tell me what's a good time." And he goes, "Well, I'd kind of like to go to Carlos. And it's a Mexican place that we like to go to." And then he goes, "No, maybe I'd rather go to Rivals." And then Amy comes in and she goes, "Mom, he wants to go tonight." And I said, "Oh, okay." So we went out to eat, and her husband met us, and we got to all eat supper together. It was a fun day. And the girls, their little pig signs turned out so cute. And they both had visions, and they both got what they envisioned. That probably made me happier than anything. That made me happier than anything. Okay, guys, I think after these shoes, I think I'm good. I'm going to heat set it. Might take a little bit because some of this is kind of thick. They show him with a yellow sock, but he's going to get a white sock. And that's going to be that. They like to craft. They do. Yeah. we had a great time. And I don't, you know, I'm going to put a little more flesh on Linus's head up here. You know, they've gotten older, and the older granddaughter, she's, like I said, she's 14. Well, she just made cheerleader, so she is going to be busy. She's attending volleyball camps and basketball camps and cheerleading camps. It's like one thing after the other, so she's busy. So just to get a day with her anymore is kind of a gift, like truly a gift. Okay. So I just use a dish mat, like what you would lay your dishes on for dirty dishes, clean dishes. And I'm going to take that paste. I get these things, I think I got them at the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to take, you know, I might take my Mod Podge brush because it's just going to scoop that in there. Doing it on my shirt isn't the wisest thing. And I got my finger down there sticking out. Oh my Lord. That's the one thing about ink, you guys. You don't want to get it somewhere that you don't want it, because then you got to get creative. Got to figure out a way to cover it up. So I'm going to save that and get that out of the way. Get these inks. I've got a little cart down here that I keep all my ink on. And then I just roll it out. Out of my way. Out of my way, out of my way. But I do want my black, because the next one I'm going to use, I'm just going to use black. So I'm just going to pull this off of this mat, because you can't heat set it on the mat. But I don't want it to get messed up. If you get my drift. So I'm just going to set this underneath here. Thought I might use that to mix my paste or my ink, but I didn't need it. And I'm just going to set this on here. Now, you could let this dry overnight, and I probably would let it dry overnight, but I'm going to go ahead and heat set it. So you put parchment paper over your design and just heat set it. But now this is going to have, I can see that there's some pretty thick blue ink right there. So I can tell that it's going to stick to my parchment paper. So I'm just going to set that on top of there like that. And then we're going to set this on there. And go for 30 seconds. And I set mine at 320. Now my friend today, I saw her do some, or was it yesterday? And she sets hers at 305, but I've always set mine at 320. And it doesn't burn, so. Hers is a little bit bigger than mine. Maybe that's it too. That might be a difference. I don't know. So 30 seconds, and then you feel it. If it feels sticky, there's red on Charlie Brown's head. But you know what? Nothing really did stick there. So I think I'm just going to do it again. Hi, Gwen. How are you? Yeah, the shirt's for me, Kathleen. I'm going to wear it. My granddaughters love to craft. So they have they have grandma on my side and his side, her husband's side, and I'm the crafty grandma, and the other grandma, she has a swimming pool in her backyard, so they love that. And she's just like, they all live in the country, and she's like a quarter of a mile away from them. So my girls tell me, they're like, Grandma, we have the best of both worlds. We have a crafty grandma, and we have a grandma that has a swimming pool. I said, you guys are lucky. So here's my shirt. Isn't that cute, you guys? Oh my gosh, I love it. So I will just put that on. Let me see. You know what, you guys? It was so hot here yesterday. Robin, was it hot for you? Oh my God, it was so hot yesterday I thought I was going to die. So see the back? I can't see the back, but you can. Maybe I can see it in my... I'll wait for the time lag. It was so hot yesterday, and today I had to put a sweatshirt on. Oh my God, isn't that the cutest thing, you guys? I love it. So it's just a thrift store flannel that I bleached. Probably didn't need to bleach it down so far because it probably doesn't need to be white on my butt, but whatever. So let me show you something that I painted today. Look at that. Do you guys have fireflies where you're at? We have lightning bugs. We call them lightning bugs. See, summer nights and fireflies. I love that. So it comes this size, or it comes in 18 inches. And what else did I paint? Oh, let me grab this other one. So this one is the bigger one. And it's a different, this one is Sweet Land of Liberty. And it's kind of done in some different colors. What do you think of that one? Man, the time lags. So this size is around, I think, $15, maybe $15.75, and this other size is $12.75, I think. See the difference in size? There's noticeable difference. So I thought both of those were adorable. So painted those both today. And then I painted 9 or 10 ornaments. Those aren't done though, you guys. Those need to have, but I should let me show you those. So those are also little canning jars. Look at them. I got the beads on some of them, but I don't have the ribbon on them. So there's Mrs. Claus, and I have to do I haven't done the line work on them. There's a jar that just says winter, and here's a gingerbread canning jar. Aren't those cute? And there's a little snowman. And there's just Santa's suit. And here's a little reindeer. They're all canning jars. And then these all have the capability of putting a packet behind them so that you can put a gift card in it. There's a little penguin and the elf outfit and Santa. Aren't those adorable? And then these are, I just did these, and this is what I mean. See how it has this in the back? So that is where you can slip a gift card or money, whatever you want. But these also have to have the line work. So they were fun. So I was a busy girl today. I was painting away. So I'll get the line work all done on these, and then get the beads on them and get them rolling so we can get ready for the holiday. So this is the transfer that I'm going to use now. Grouchy since forever. Is that not the cutest thing? I love it. And I'm going to put that on this t-shirt. So, again. So I snagged a new ink mat. Do I want to use a new one? I don't think I do. I feel like I might just use the one I just used. And it was a big one, and I cut it in half. But you know what? I think I'm going to take a, just in case some of that ink came through. And I don't think it did, but I'm just going to wipe it off just quick, just in case, because that would be awful. So just open your shirt. Some people do it differently. Some people will turn their shirt inside out. I don't. I usually just slip mine in. Try to worm it in there. And the thing is you just want it to be in there to where your transfer is going to be, because you don't want your transfer to, you don't want your ink to go through your shirt. So I think it's a little bit swirly in there, but I think I'm okay. And I can see my pad, it's right there. And so this is a brand new transfer, and when you ink with a transfer or stencil, I'm so used to calling them transfers that for me to call them stencils is just weird. You do not want to fuzz it, because you want it to be as sticky as it can be, because you want it to stick down as good as it possibly can. And so this one I may not heat set tonight. We just heat set, so you know what that looks like. And because it's going to be all black, what's under there? Something on the ink, a string or something. Isn't that funny? Can feel those little teeny things. Just kind of hold it up and see that you've got it in the right spot. I feel like it might be a little bit off. And you go down about 3 inches from your neck. So I used to have a, where the heck? I used to have a neck thing that I would measure with. But and then I had a yardstick. I think I have 3 of them out here, you guys, but they're never where I wanted to be. Okay, I'm just going to call it and just stick it down there. So you really want to make sure you have it down good. And I'm just going to do this one in black. So if you're going to stir your paste, don't stir it over your shirt or your ink. Don't stir it over your shirt. And you can like dip your squeegee in there, or you can put it on with your stick. I think I'm going to put mine on with my stick, maybe. I just got it on my hand, and I don't want to get it on my shirt, so I'm really going to watch. Really going to watch. I wonder if they'll come out with some new Snoopy. Who doesn't love Snoopy? And Peanuts. The Peanuts gang. Wouldn't it be so cute if they come out with a Great Pumpkin, for, like in a size C, so that we could put it on a mat to put it on your door, in front of your door? I would love that. All right, so you don't want any drag lines. You don't want to go off of your transfer. Make sure your hands have no ink on them. And slowly start to pull up your transfer. And if you see that something didn't get like what you want it to do, just set it back down and go back over it. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, that is so cute. Oh, and again, see? I'm telling you, it is the sneakiest stuff. You think you're free and clear, and you're not. So, it's just better to be safe than sorry. Oh my gosh, you guys. That is stinking adorable. I'm going to leave it in. I'm going to leave it, and I will let it dry. But look. Is that not fun? I love it. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Granddaughter has a ball game tomorrow night. They're starting their tournaments. So Grandma will be there watching her. And I will try to get back on Wednesday night. Although if she wins, if she wins, I think she plays Thursday night. If she loses, I think she plays Wednesday night. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I could come in on Wednesday afternoon and do something too. So, alrighty guys, have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you all for watching. Thanks, Blaney. Thanks, Robin. You guys are awesome. I will see you next time. I appreciate you watching, and I love you all. Bye-bye.